I'm Sheryl with Wykert Realtors, the web agency. A few weeks ago, I did a driving tour of Fairfield Glade, and some people asked me to do some specific neighborhood drives. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to go through some of the neighborhoods in Fairfield to kind of give you an overview. So you can see that there is a wide range of houses available. So just come along for the ride and let's see what Fairfield looks like inside some of these neighborhoods. It's pretty unusual out here. There are a lot of walkers, but most people are very in tune with traffic. Oh, there's a deer. Lots of deer. Everywhere I go, it's very common to see deer. You can see a little peek of the golf course back there. Stop sign directly in front of me, you'll see some of the Wyndham timeshare units, and that's been all in the news lately. So this is where most of those are located. Nothing has happened with those yet. I think that they're trying to sell them. I expect at some point they will sell them. You can see there one of the walking trails, one of the paved walking trails. It's a beautiful day out today, almost 70 degrees in February, so we're going to probably see a lot of people out enjoying these trails. The timeshare units. Not mistaken, there are about 300 of those timeshare units, and so it is important to Fairfield for those to be sold so that they can, again, bring in the revenue from the people who stay there playing golf, eating at restaurants, etc. A little bit of view of the Stonehenge golf course here. Over. This is Catoosa Boulevard, and so on one of my other videos I did a kind of a loop tour of Stonehenge and Catoosa, and so I'll cross over today is just mainly trying to drive through a few neighborhoods and kind of let you see what it would look like in one of the neighborhoods off some of the main streets of Fairfield. Ridge golf course in view here behind some of these houses. This is just going to loop around and drop us back out where we came from, but gives you a nice view of one of the streets. Some lawn work going on, getting ready for spring. Turning right on Catoosa to just give you a couple more neighborhoods up in this area. So this is considered the north part of Fairfield Glade. There is a neighborhood here called Fairfield North that we'll drive through. These are some of the newer neighborhoods in Fairfield. There's still some development going on out here with large tracts of lots being developed and built on. One of the steepest areas because we're coming into the back side of Lake Dartmoor, so you can kind of see how steep this road is and the drop off on the side. It's one of the more rugged areas, but we're up on the north side, and that's kind of what this side is like. Out in their kayaks. That's kind of unusual for February, but we've had some unusual weather this year. So as you can imagine, this is one of the first roads that gets treated when we get some snow and ice. And this road is not a typical Fairfield road. There aren't very many areas that are quite as steep and rugged, but this one dropping down to Lake Dartmoor definitely is. Fairfield does a great job treating their roads when we get a little bit of snow and ice. They have their own plows and they come out and treat their own roads before the county gets to it. The county is kind of overrun when it snows because we have about 1,100 miles in Cumberland County and 3 or 4 snow plows, so that doesn't get you very far. This is back to Catoosa Drive. Headed out toward the assisted living facility, and you can see the sign there. This is Fairfield North, and so you'll hear about Fairfield North as being one of the areas. And we'll take a turn down one of these roads. Trail parking over on the left. Now, one thing that this area is known for is the mountain views, and so you can see that as we turn here, how beautiful the view is. Out further up Peavine Road, and so since I want to kind of stay over toward the Catoosa area for right now, I'm gonna turn around and head back out. This is an area that is still being developed. You've got some larger tracts of land back here, and it's still part of Fairfield Glade, but it's not fully developed. Going back to Catoosa Boulevard. Turn left onto Bluff Terrace. So this is one of the areas that kind of overlooks the rugged road that we were on a few minutes ago, and so this gives us some great bluff lots with some sweeping views. Very pretty up here if you want to live on top of the bluffs. Over into the North Ridge subdivision. Again, some sweeping views behind some of these houses. The thing I love about driving in Fairfield, really all parts of the county, is how friendly everyone is. I don't know if you've noticed how many people have waved as we've driven by, and that's very typical of this area. Hickory Ridge. This area is called the Cottages of Hickory Ridge, and so it's an additional POA, but the Property Owners Association here does the maintenance on the exterior of your cottages and also the lawn care. And so if you don't want to move into a townhome or a condominium, you would still like to have a standalone home, but you don't want to do any maintenance, then this might be an area for you to consider. cross the street here and drive down Chestnut Ridge Lane. These are some of the newest homes in Fairfield. These are built by Fairfield Homes. This was a neighborhood that they developed. Everyone's taking advantage of this pretty day, getting out and getting spring fever, getting ready for spring. Today's the last day of February, and as I said earlier, it's almost 70 degrees. It's just a gorgeous day today, so we're all hoping this weather lasts through March and winter doesn't come back on us. But here in Tennessee, we can definitely have some winter weather into March and really on into April. So I'm going to turn back now toward Peavine Road. If I turned left, that would take us back towards Stonehenge Drive and down to Lake Dartmoor Marina, and we would also pass the assisted living facility on the way. And I've gotten some videos of that in another video that I've taken. It used to be called Good Samaritans. It's now called the Preserve. They just had an ownership change recently. Actually, I'm sorry, I am coming back toward the Preserve. This is the Preserve now instead of Good Samaritans. And so they have independent living all the way to full nursing care. It's a rehab facility also, so people who've been there, if they've had knee replacement or hip replacement, they need to go to some rehabilitation therapy for a while. Crossing Peavine and going down Westchester Drive. And Westchester takes us out toward the Dorchester Golf Course and several other little neighborhood streets along the way. Now, what we have driven through have been some of the more expensive homes in Fairfield, the newer, larger homes in Fairfield. And this area is more moderately priced, and I'll drive through some of the Druid area before we're finished and show you some of the lower priced older homes in Fairfield as well. This is a really pretty drive out toward the Dorchester Golf Course with all the mountain views. Windsor Road. This goes down to the Overlook Trail, which is one of the most popular trails in FairField Glade. It takes you down to the river, down into the gorge, and also has some really pretty views from an overlook area near the parking lot. Tell a difference in the roads, but in some of these undeveloped areas they've done a great job of building some trails. So there are miles and miles of hiking trails out here, and they're very well marked and they're very well kept, and they all have parking so that they're accessible. We have had some rain lately, and this road probably needs a little bit of work, but it's definitely still passable. At the Overlook Trail parking area. I'm just gonna turn around, do another video another day of some of the trails out here, but you can see a lot of people are hiking today. So I'm turning right onto Westchester back toward Peavine Road. If I turn left, I would go back out toward where the stables used to be located. They are no longer being operated, and then that takes me on out toward Chestnut Hill Road if I were to go all the way to the end and out of FairField Glade. Didn't mention it when we passed, but we're just passing the Dorchester golf course on the left just to give you a point of reference. Turn down Capshire and into another neighborhood area. There's some townhomes here on the left. Capshire Road, and it runs along the Dorchester golf course and connects from Westchester Drive over to St. George Drive. A lot of newer houses have been built over here in the last few years, so we'll see some of those as we drive through. It's a really pretty street with lots of pretty houses on it. You'll get a few views of the golf course and also Lake Malvern. Which will connect us down to St. George. There's not a lot on Manchester. In fact, if I turn left, it's kind of a dead-end road. But turning right, you'll see a little bit of activity going on. I think there's a new construction coming up and a couple of things that have recently been built. So this area just continues to expand and continues to have some new homes being built. So it takes quite a bit of work to put this content together for you, and I hope it's valuable. If you do see value in this content, please help us share and get the word out. So especially if you know someone who may be moving to Middle Tennessee, share this video with them, and that helps us produce more content. Also, if you will like and subscribe, we would really appreciate that.